guys ever gone up against a crazy good Azami main in Siege and you're wondering how do they do those strats or what strats you guys could use as Azami to gain more elo in your rank games? My name is Bo with the 9-degree keyboard, and I'm an Azami main, and here are some of my strats that I use when I play ranked Rainbow Six Siege with Azami that will guarantee you guys free kills and free elo in your next rank game. So let's get right into it. All right, so the first one we're going to do is on the map of Oregon, down in the laundry room and basement. We're going to pick Azami, and I'm going to show you guys how to set up this site with Azami and some other things that you could do if your teammates don't do it. All right, so first of all, never reinforce this wall. You're going to make head holes up here first, and you're going to impact, make a rotate for someone that is going to be playing elbow. I used to make waist up rotates, but it's a lot easier to run through the rotate than it is to have a vault prompt for your teammates. And then here are the Azami strats. All right, so you're gonna put your first Azami right here so that it protects anybody that's watching the top stairs and they get a little bit of an angle on anyone coming down. So that way, if any of the enemy players come downstairs, they'll be shooting the Azami instead of shooting right through the actual soft wall. Then you guys are going to come over here and you're going to give one of your players a shield, or not a shield, a Azami for playing elbow. This helps smoke or warden. This gives a person a safe little place instead of playing up here. If they're getting pushed, they could fall back here to where that rotate is, and they can hold this angle a little bit better and be more protected. So as an Azami main, you're going to be playing in this room, which is for main stairs. You're going to put your first Azami right here. And then you're going to put your next Azami right around up here. So that way, when players come down from the main stairs, you have this nice little dirty angle to peek. Anyone coming from those main stairs. And then your last one that you could put, you can either put it for anyone who's watching Freezer, or you can put it right here to make a little bit more of an angle. But sometimes I like to give my Freezer player a little bit of protection. So that's what it looks like for anyone, that they could hold that long angle on Freezer. And then you could also have everybody up here in this little angle. So that is the Azami strat that I use whenever I play downstairs here on Oregon. And let's go to the next map. All right, so we're going to be starting upstairs here in master bedroom. There's two things we're going to do for Chalet. The first one is going to be up here in office, piano room, and bedroom. All right, so here we are in master bedroom. And what I like to do is I like to open up this wall with an impact. There usually will be a rotate here, but I'll show you why I want to open this wall with impact. I'm going to open this wall as well. I'm going to take my first Azami. I'm going to put it right down here on the wood part, so that way I get a long angle on people pushing through the door onto site. Then I'm going to reinforce the wall right next to it right here. And I'm going to make head holes right here. So that way I can also cover and put an Azami here, so that way I can cover bathroom windows, so while they're shooting at me, at least I have some protection. Now, here's something that I don't see a lot of people use, and I learned this from another streamer, actually, is what you're going to do is you're going to make feet holes down here. The reason why is if you're playing in here, or your teammate's playing in here, you can hold this angle onto the stairwell. And the thing is, if you put like a Malusi or barbed wire, when that person is pushing up trophy stairs, they're not going to notice. One, they're not going to notice peek hole. Two, they're going to be focused on the door or worrying about someone in bathroom. And you can get their headshot before you could get a headshot on them before they even know what's going on, because all you can see right here is their head when you shoot them from back there. So that's a fun little fact right there. And then what I would do is I would also reinforce this as well, so that way you have some protection. I'm going to take my next Azami. I'm going to make head holes here. I'm going to make my next Azami up top here. So that way I have a little peek onto the piano window. And then I could also drop down and make a hole here for when people jump through. You could also put an Azami right here onto door to make it crouch level. So when the attackers are pushing in, that forces them to crouch. And then you could save that last Azami. So if someone breaks open this wall right here, you can put one right here and give your players who are playing maybe on the rotate a bit of an angle or something that they could hold the door as well, just in case you get knocked out. Or you could save that one to board up a window if it gets blown up. You can put it right here on bed as well. But I like to save those last two Azamis, either for the crouch holes here or you know, put a long angle for anyone who's pushing a rotate on here. All right, let's go downstairs to basement. I'm going to show you my basement strat for Azami. All right, guys, so here we are in basement of Chalet, and we, as an Azami player, are going to be holding blue hallway, which is a really important hallway to hold because with access on these blue stairs, you can get behind everybody on site, as well as push into winery and kill anyone on the A-bomb. So first, we're going to take our first Azami, and we're going to go over here to this little breaker, and we're going to throw our Azami right here on ping. It's going to make this like little kind of half shield, so that way you can now hold a long angle onto stairwell, and you're going to take your next Azami, and you're going to place it above stairwell. This forces the attacking team while they're coming down blue stairs. They can't see you unless they crouch, and even if they crouch, they still can't see you unless they drone you out, of course. So that's why maybe you have a mute, put one of your mutes there. You could hold this long angle and kill anyone that's coming down blue stairs. This is a common peek that you see in Siege now. I've seen it. Not many people use it, but a decent amount of Azami mains use it. But this is something that, if you didn't know, I've seen trying people set up where they put it on this side. It won't work unless you put it on this side of the breaker. Then you're going to take your next Azami, and you're going to put one right here on snowmobile, or you're going to put it right here on the door. So if you put this one on the door, it gives people from storage room to hold an angle. If you put this right here on the snowmobile, it gives cover for anyone that's holding boat. So I'm going to put one right here on snowmobile. And if you want, if you don't have a Goyo or a mute or anything, you can put one here blocking the drone hole. But for all intents and purposes, we're going to make it so that if someone was holding the site, now you're a little bit more protected. Now remember, Azamis take damage now when you get shot, so you just got to be careful if you're going to be playing this. This is just more for cover for your teammates. You can make a rotate here or here. It really depends on who you're playing with your team. It gives them a nice little angle there. If you have a Mira, you could also throw one of your Azamis here to give a player protection if they have head holes here, or you can just reinforce it. I suggest being a little bit more aggressive when it comes to this site. If you have an Azami protecting you, you can just really press the people that are coming here. Another Azami that I like to use is I like to put this one right here on stairs. Again, that kind of makes a crouch or makes forces on the play over into here, which it kind of blocks their vision from anyone holding any of these angles down here. So they either have to crouch, which they can't really see anything as an attacker, or they have to push right into right here, and you could be holding this door as well. And my last Azami depends on who you're playing with as a team, but I like to make a rotate. And I like to play aggressive on the back wall. If the last one here, you can put right here on a crouch hold. And then if you want, you could put a deployable shield here and play aggressive on anyone coming into wine cellar. If you open this up, you catch people off guard pushing down here on the door, as well as forcing the team. If you obviously have electric ops or a mute, it forces them to crouch instead of just looking blindly into sight. There you go. And then, yeah, I would put a deployable shield right here, and then maybe put a Tachanka or whoever right here playing this hallway, because this is a good choke point. It stops people from a back push, as long as you stay alive. But if you play behind your shield, it presses them from one, running into here, and then two, if they're pushing up, you could hold inside sight here. You can also put an Azami as well back on here. But I don't really like playing this door. If I'm holding the blue hallway, I'm going to be playing right here as well. If I have another deployable shield, I can watch back here. But I'm hoping my team is going to be playing back here and holding. Or if we play aggressive, you could hold this door. That is kind of... It depends on who you're playing with your team. Once again, I'm just showing Azami strats that I like to use that help my team out. But then again, depends on who you're playing with. You might not want to open up this back wall. You might want to have this double reinforced, and then you could put your next Azami like back here, or you could put it here or here to help when people are pushing into sight. But if you play this wall, because this is a typical wall that people don't, they'll reinforce it, or they won't electrify it because they're too busy using their bandits on everything on this wall and on this wall. A lot of teams, if they're smart, they'll push this back wall. At least that's what me and my team like to do. We get this wall open because it's never electrified, and you can push right into sight. So if you have someone holding at least over here or playing this front door over here, you can stop people from pushing this back wall. Or if you like to play aggressive, like I said, it really presses people because you can really press people up here. If you put a castle here, then you can place someone down this hallway and stop any of the attackers coming down this way. That's kind of if you have a duo, you can play off of each other. But yeah, these are some of my zombies that I like to use for Chalet. So let's go to the next map. All right, so our next map is going to be labs. This is command center and servers. So what I like to do is first, if you don't know already, make sure you make feet holes here, reinforce this wall. If you make feet holes all the way across, you can get peeked from anyone coming from this front door over here easier. So if you have this wall, it helps you while you're playing in here that you're a little bit more protected. You're going to take your first Azami and you're going to put it right here onto this desk. The reason why I put one up here is this is for when I play with my team, we usually have a Goyo. We put a Goyo on the door, and my Goyo will play this command center door from the back. Then you're going to reinforce this wall right here, and I like to make feet holes for my Goyo or whoever's playing up here so he can lay down and he can get anyone coming into here. Now, you got to remember, attackers might see that and they might shoot in. So you got to be pretty aggro, as well as watch for this drone hole just in case they put a claymore. But this does help for anyone that is pushing into this room. If they're getting pressed from anyone in the server's room, they might step out onto balcony, or anyone coming through the window over back here. You could play down low and also cover your feet down here. Then, with this reinforced wall right here, as an Azami, you're going to be playing back here. So you're going to break the panel with the blue line right here. And then you can break this panel right here. You can choose to reinforce. You can make a rotate. It really depends on your team. So this is a good peek into the 2F back to the double doors. I was with this one right here. This doorway that coming onto the balcony. I'm going to put my first Azami right here. I'm going to put another Azami right there to give some protection. I'm going to take my third Azami and I'm going to put it right here on the door. So the reason why I do this is and you make sure you blow this little tree. So you're going to be playing up here on bomb. You could cover this door right here. You have protection when you're pushing people that are pushing 2F, as well as you can come down and also play those feet holes if you want to as well from anyone on balcony. This gives protection for anything that's coming this way. This is like a main push that teams do, as well as pushing back here, so make sure this is reinforced or you have a Mira. If you want, you can shoot this out as well for your Valk mains or your cap cans or anyone that has a C4, so that if they don't prep a C4 on the floor in the square over here, that they can now arc a C4 over this door if the cam doesn't get shot out, or if you have a Valk cam hidden somewhere. Now they can now arc a C4 over this wall and kill anyone who is trying to breach this wall. Then you're going to take your last Azami, and you can use it. Either you could save it just in case any of these get broken. You can put it up here so there's a crouch hole for teams that are attackers that are pushing into this site. Or you could take that last Azami and you could put it right here for players that are holding this door. You could put a crouch hole right here. I like to honestly put one right here. So this gives my team who is holding servers some added protection just in case they do breach that. They can play here and they could watch this door. The only thing that it's open is this door right here, but if you have someone else playing, you can protect them from playing the Azamis or insight over here on servers. So this is the Azami strat that I like to use on labs. It works a lot. I've never had an issue with it. The only problem I've had, if you have someone or a random or a duo that might not know this strat or might not like this strat, you could double reinforce this so that way they don't have to worry about feet holes. But this shield should help for anyone that should be holding this, because you really should hold this. Even though you have feet holes here, that's kind of your last resort. You really don't want attackers to push into here, because if they can gain control of this, it's easy to kill anyone in the site, and they can really pull angles on anyone here. So you just want to be a little bit smart. Always have someone playing with you in this room. And then, yeah, you could watch balcony, you can watch 2F, and you just, wait for someone to walk by and hit heads. All right, and we're going to go to our final map for one of my strats that I have on Azami. So let's get right to it. All right, so the last strat that I'm going to show you that I use is here on Kitchen on Coastline. And I like to play in server entrance. So what I like to do is you take an Azami, and if you put it on the angle right here, you'll get a nasty little peek to front door. So this stops if you play a little bit back. Usually people open up this door and they don't really see you just holding a pixel. If you can get it closer, it's sometimes a hit or a miss if you get this Azami closer, but you can get the angle smaller to where it's just a small little pixel. If you play PC, pixels are important. Then what I like to do is I like to open up this wall right here. I put some protection for me right here, and I put a crouch hole right here. So not only can I watch this, I also can watch front door. And then I take my next one and I put it right here for my team while they're inside here. So this Azami stops anyone that is pushing into hallway. They can't really see anyone on that. Obviously, you can see the rotate, but it helps anyone that's playing back here by bomb. Gives them a little bit of added protection so that they could play up top here. And, you know, you could open up this. You can see people coming into sites. Make sure you guys have a rotate here as well. And my last Azami, I like to keep it in my pocket just in case a team breaches or opens up a window or anything like that. So that way, you know, you could also make a crouch hole right here as well. So it forces, you know, team to play. You could put that Azami here too if you really want to. But this gives some added protection for anyone that's holding kitchen. The most important thing for this site on kitchen is if you have a player who is playing Vert, because a lot of teams now, they like to use RAM and they like to use Fuse, they open up VIP, and it becomes a complete chaotic mess. But that's something for your team. This is more about an Azami strat that I like to use, and it's worked for me in tons of ranked games. But yeah, if we just press anyone on server entrance. Okay, I guess that door just doesn't want to break. You get anyone that's walking into here, and you just play cover, and you just hold this entrance right here. If you want to as well, you could pull back here. You could put an Azami here as well, and you could play back here if you get pressed too much, if anyone takes Vert. But other than that, that's my Azami. That's my Azami strat for kitchen. It's pretty simple. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure I'll get some criticism for most of these strats because, you know, everyone has an opinion on the internet. But these are my strats that I use. If you guys did like this video and you want to see more strats and other operators, make sure you like, subscribe, and share. If you guys made it to the end of this video, I appreciate you. My name is Bo with the 90-degree keyboard, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Have a good rest of your day.